What's up, everybody? Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com. And in this training, I want to show you the anatomy of a good video ad. In fact, the anatomy of any good content for that matter, video or not, a simple 4-step framework that's going to help you execute this on the regular to help get you better results with your content. Hey, before we begin, if you want me to kind of be your corner man, if you want me to kind of eliminate the decision fatigue that usually goes along with trying to grow your business, right? With deciding what should I do and should I run this webinar, what copy should I have, or should I do this course, or should I try this thing? If you want to eliminate all of that and literally just have a simple to follow, leveraged game plan that's going to help you accelerate your results, I'd love to personally be your corner man. We're allowing a few more people to come into my fold here for me to work with them personally. And if that's of interest to you, go to workwithnick.com, workwithnic.com. Just fill out the information there. We'll hop on a call and see if there's a good fit for us to be able to do that. Now, again, we all know in today's kind of social media world and with ads and with content that content is super important, right? The more content you put out there on the more platforms you can, the more your visibility grows, and the better that content, the more likely your ideal prospect will want to transact with you, right? But here's the hard part for most people who wouldn't necessarily call themselves natural content creators. It's what do I put out there, right? I can come up with good content, but how do I structure it in such a way that it gets the results, that it gets the clicks, that it gets the interest, the engagement, the shares, and all that we're looking for, so that we can continue to grow our business that way. So in this video, I want to show you exactly how to do that with 4 simple steps. Now, this is the 4 simple step framework that I use every time, or most of the times, when I release a video ad. It's kind of just locked in here. So now I can rev up the camera or the cell phone, get it going, and be able to kind of spit through this very easily. This is a short, simple framework that you too can use, so you too can get even better results than you might be getting right now. So let's jump right in. I think every video or every piece of content that you put out there, whether it's an ad or not, should always start with step number 1, and that is a salutation, right? This is simply you saying hello and introing yourself, right? Now, I think I did this at the beginning of this video. I said, hey, everybody, it's your boy Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com, right? And that's where you want to start. Most people, especially if it's a cold audience, may not even know who you are. And we as natural human beings, when we go out into the world outside from the internet and meet someone in real life, we usually extend our hand and say, hey, hello, my name is blank, right? So what you want to do at the beginning of any kind of ad content, especially video ad content, or particularly video ad content, that is a salutation. Hey, everybody, it's Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com. What that does is 2 things. Number 1, it introduces yourself, which is a nice way to start any conversation. But number 2, it also tells you where someone might want to go if they can't stick around and watch the whole video, or if they just want to jot a note. If they're saying, well, who is this guy, right? Hey, it's Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com. Now, you can also add, if you'd like, a little bit of I help blank do, blank. Let's just write blank here, right? So in other words, I could have said, hey, it's Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com, and I help high-growth businesses scale their businesses at will utilizing digital marketing, specifically with Facebook ads, right? Now, if I started that video that way, even better, right? Because I've introduced myself. I've said, hey, my name is Nicholas Kuzmich. You can find me at Nicholas Kuzmich or from nicholaskuzmich.com. You could say from abcinc.com. You could say from the name of your product, whatever you want to say. And then you can say, I help blank, the specific 4% ideal prospect of yours, accomplish or do blank, right? So in my case, I help high growth businesses scale at will utilizing digital advertising platforms like Facebook. And now immediately in the first 3 seconds of your video, someone who's watching can be like, this guy's for me because, hey, I'm a high growth business and I want to grow my business using digital advertising, specifically Facebook ads. Maybe I should perk up and pay attention. right? So the first segment, and again, that only takes like 3 or 4 seconds of your time, but you want to start with a salutation. You want to introduce yourself. You want to say who you are from. In other words, are you representing a certain company? Do you represent a certain product? You can say, hey, I'm Nicholas Kuzmich, creator of the Art of Lead Generation Implementation Intensive. So you can say, I'm the creator of, or I am from your website, or I represent blank company, and I help blank your ideal target accomplish their ideal outcome. That is the salutation and how every video should theoretically start there. Now, hi, before we continue, again, if you want me to personally help you grow your business, if you want me to be your corner man per se, it's kind of like call the shots for you so you don't have to worry about what to do next and like scramble through hours and hours of course content and information. You just want to be told exactly on a napkin a 30 or a 90-day plan on what you need to do to get accelerated results, probably by doing less than you're doing now and not doing more, but leveraging certain assets you have. Go to workwithnick.com, www.workwithnick.com. Fill out the form there. We'll hop on a call and we'll see if we have a good fit. So first is the salutation, right? The second thing you should do in the video is your hook, right? Here is where you want to make a big promise of what the video that they are about to watch will help them do, right? So you probably heard me do this in this video. Even though this is not a video ad, I said, hey, I'm Nicholas Kuzmich. If I did this right, I'd say, hey, I'm Nicholas Kuzmich from nicholaskuzmich.com, and I help high-growth businesses scale their business at will utilizing digital advertising, specifically Facebook ads. And in this video, I'm going to show you the anatomy of a good video ad, right? So what I just did, there's a big hook. This is my big promise of what you will learn or what the person will experience in the content of your video. This way, when you make a big enough hook or a big enough promise to say, hey, in this video or in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you blank, now all of a sudden you have that person even further leaning in and tuning in, right? At first, they just said, oh, nice to meet you. Cool. This is who you help. Well, I'm in that category. I'm going to give you a couple seconds of my time. And within the first, 6, 7 seconds, if you make a big promise, a big hook on what they're going to experience in that video, all of a sudden now you have an individual leaning in, if they're interested in the topic matter, of course, leaning in and say, hey, well, yeah, of course I want to learn more. Teach me more of this. Right? So step number 1 of your video ad should be a salutation. Step number 2 should be a hook in the form of a big promise utilizing the language or some sort of language pattern of, hey, in this video or hey, in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you or we're going to discuss or I'm going to lay out for you blank. And you're just going to be, don't try to fancify it. Don't try to like make up some cool, interesting name. Just tell them straight out, right? Remember, we're on social. People don't have all that much time if they don't know you. You're just going to tell them straight out, this is what I'm going to show you in this video or in this training or in this, whatever you want to call it, right? So that is your second step. First step is the salutation. Second step is the hook. And third step, of course, is the content itself. Here's where you actually have to do a little bit of the teaching, training, discovery, revelation, however you want to call it. Here is where you're going to actually teach the thing that you promised up here. But here's the key. If it's a video ad per se, you want to keep it short. Right now, for the sake of this training that we're doing here, it's a little bit longer, so I take my time and I teach a little deeper and I give you some examples, etc. But in a video ad, you don't really have much time. So the goal here is to offer popcorn, right? Or however you want to call that. Some people call that the appetizer. Now, this is not where you're holding anything back, but obviously you don't have the time to spend tons and tons and tons of time teaching something super in-depth. Your video ads should be popcorn. They should be an appetizer to the bigger thing, which is what you're essentially pitching, right? Now, it needs to be good enough to allow someone to actually take an action and get a result. So this needs to have real life value or perceived value. And remember, value can be measured in one of 2 ways. Way number 1 is where they execute something and they get a tangible result as a result of that. But another way to pose value is actually where someone doesn't do anything, but they have a mind shift. And they're like, wow, I didn't see that thing that way, but now I do see it that way. That's phenomenal, and they move one step closer to their desired outcome. But here's where I see a lot of people take it wrong, right? For example, if I were to do this in the context of one of my lead magnets, let's say. So let's say I'm offering this kind of video ad for a lead magnet that I released called The Anatomy of a Perfect Ad, right? How to write a great the perfect ad template. I might go something like this, right? Salutation. Hey, it's Nicholas Kuzmich here from nicholaskuzmich.com, and I help high-growth businesses scale at will utilizing digital advertising platforms, specifically on Facebook. And in this video, I want to show you one simple trick that you could use today to drastically increase the click-through rate of your ads. Let's get right into it. I believe that one of the greatest things that you could do, or one of the most important elements of any ad, is your image. And so if your image can't stop the scroll, then nobody's gonna read the rest of the copy and click on the ad and take them to the place where they need to go. So what is one way that we can actually get better results with our images? Here's a trick. Drop it in a photo editor, increase the contrast by 30%. That image will now pop off the news feed, and now you've captured the attention, hopefully stopped the scroll, and got someone to read the content. So do you see what I just did there? Now, this is me now moving out of me going through the script and now, coming back to you and teaching you this. It's popcorn. Because I have a 10-stage ad writing formula, and what I did was I revealed one element of one step. And this way, it's enough for someone to take an action and get a result, but not be overwhelmed with too many things to do, and not spend way too much time, spending hours and hours or minutes and minutes to explain the whole thing. So make sure that your content is good, make sure it's somehow actionable, or at least creates a mind shift, but that is just popcorn or an appetizer. You don't want to spend too much time here because, frankly, people don't have the time on social to do that. So step number 1, salutation. Step number 2, a hook. Step number 3, the actual content in the form of actionable insights, nuggets, tips, popcorn, if you will. And then step number 4, hey, before we go there actually, if you like this type of information, first of all, I'd love for you to share this with someone who could benefit from it. But on top of that, if you'd like to work personally with me, where I can literally kind of remove all the guesswork, remove all the overwhelm, remove the information overload that you're probably thinking and all the stuff that you think you need to do to grow your business, here's the truth. You don't need to do all of it. Oftentimes, growth comes from subtraction instead of addition, and it just takes someone from the outside to get a better look at the business, to see certain things that you can kind of like pinpoint and leverage and utilize that you probably missed, and to be able to do that. So if you want me to be that person for you, if you'd like to explore that opportunity, go to workwithnick.com, workwithnic.com, fill out a brief form there, we'll hop on a call and we'll see if it's a good fit for you. All right? So first, salutation. Secondly, hook. Thirdly, content in the form of popcorn. And number 4, the ever so important, especially in our kind of direct response marketing world, step number 4, the call to action. We need to tell them what the next step is, right? Or what the offer is, right? So most people end a lot of their content. I don't know why people do this, but most people end their content to say, hey, great, that was it. And what does that do? Most people are like, oh, that was great content. And it creates hand claps. But now they're kind of left frustrated because they're like, I don't know what to do next, right? What am I supposed to do next here? You gave me some good content. I just don't know what to do. We don't want that, right? We want to clearly provide the next step. And so if we go back to my example ad that I was going through here, I would tell them about the high contrast thing and say, hey, here's a call to action. Here's how I would tee this up. Hey, so what I've done is to eliminate all the guesswork for you having to write your next ad. I've spent tens of thousands of hours and millions of dollars writing ads to finally find what works. And I have found that every good ad that converts has 10 elements in it, 1 through 10. And rather than trying to give you a webinar or teach you through a long form sales letter or try to take up any of your time that way, I've put it all together in a simple to follow 2-page template that you can literally follow step by step and write your next or craft your next great ad. If that's of interest to you, all you need to do is go to www.nicholaskuzmich.com/perfect ad template, where you can download that template and, more importantly, use it in your business to get better results. Do you see what I just did there? right? I teed it up. So I transitioned from the content, which was, hey, increase the contrast in your ad. And that's one of several steps that you can use in this. And if you like that, that's actually one part of a 10-stage formula that I've come together and create called the perfect ad template. Essentially, if you want it, your next step is to go to blank or click on the link somewhere here on this ad, you might say, fill out your information, download it, and then use it, and you're off to the races. And all you got to do is literally tell that person what it is, why it would benefit them, and if you could link it to the content, even better. And then just give them the next step to take. Go to blank.com or click on the link somewhere around this video and you'll be off to the races and you'll be able to get that and use that. And now, in the matter of, what should be anywhere from 90 seconds, I'd say, on average to 2 minutes, like 60 seconds to every time I kind of follow this formula, usually is like a minute and a half total. Now, in a minute and a half, which is a great length for a video ad, right? You can introduce yourself. You can create a connection by telling people what you do and how you can help them. You give them a big promise to have them lean in and say, hey, what is this person talking about, right? This is something I'm interested in. Then give popcorn content that is actionable, that provides true value, and then connect that with a call to action to have them take that next step, whether that's to register for a webinar, download a lead magnet, which is my personal favorite, to book a call, which, by the way, if you want to book a call with me, workwithnick.com, right? This is what I've been doing throughout this whole training. If you want to work personally with me, I've been giving you call to actions. Go to workwithnick.com. Let's hop on a call and let's see how I can help you further in this so you don't have to be lost in this whole internet marketing world and get caught up with all this information. When you can do all these 4 steps, it's literally a minute to 2 minutes long, which is a great length, especially if your content is good. And now you don't have to worry about, oh, how do I make a fancy ad, or how do I bring in some crazy graphics and make it all like cool like that. You don't have to do any of that. You simply follow the formula, and your next video ad may not be the best or may not be the perfect ad, but it sure as heck will be a good ad, and it should get you even better results. Let me end this one more time. If you'd love for me to be your cornerman, I'd love to personally help you accelerate and grow your particular business. And I have this kind of uncanny knack or ability to just look at your business, discover ways that I can make that even better for you by leveraging probably underutilized assets that you currently have in your business without adding anything new or having to learn anything new to be able to get even accelerated results. If that's you, I'd love for you to go to workwithnick.com, fill out the information there. We'll hop on a quick call. We'll see if it's a good fit, and we'll take it from there. Other than that, most importantly, take the information, apply it, deploy it, use it, and then let me know about the results. Of course, if you like this kind of information, you want to share it with someone who might benefit from it, I'd be eternally grateful for that as well. All the best, everyone. Have a good one, and we'll talk again real soon.